good, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of OC News, your weekly show where we talk about the most important OC news that happened during the week. Some pretty big topics happened this week that we have to discuss about, and one of the more interesting ones is something related to what Peppy did on a recent interview. Now, 2 weeks ago, the content creator by the name of Koifishu uploaded a full interview with the developer of OC by the name of Peppy, and although this has been out for weeks, recently there was a short video uploaded on this topic specifically, where Peppy announced something rather interesting for the game.
So you know how in Osu there's circles, sliders, and spinners, but what if I told you there's going to be 2 new object types that will change the game forever?
I have everything planned on paper to make this happen. It's just about finding the correct time to actually do it, because adding a new object to the game is actually quite easy. There are 2 objects which I plan to add, like 100%. It's already all defined, like the spec and everything is defined. I have been thinking about them for over like the last, 8-10 years now, so they are very well defined and I know they're going to work. I know that they're going to improve mapping, that there's like no downsides to these ones.
So yeah, Peppy basically announced that there will be 2 new objects added to the game. We still don't know what they're going to be, but he apparently 100% confirms that there will be 2 new objects in the game. Now, when you look into the comments, a lot of people are being negative about this, saying that stuff like this will essentially kill off the game, that it's not needed, and that it will screw up the muscle memory for a lot of players, while other players are speculating as to what these 2 new objects may be. Some people are speculating something like a node where you don't have to click on it, but you can just drag over it, or potentially something like a double tap node, since that is also pretty prevalent in the game even without that new object. But again, this is all just speculation as to what it may be. We still have no confirmation as to what these 2 new objects may be. But how do you personally feel? Do you really think that adding 2 new objects will just ruin the game entirely, or do you think that the player base is just overreacting a little bit and that this is a good change in general? Do let me know your opinions down in the comment section. Also, if you've made it this far into the video, then consider subscribing. It does help out the channel, it's free, and you will always stay up to date with the latest news in the OSU community. Now, speaking of which, rather interesting stuff is happening in the OSU community, because we might see a new rank 1 player pretty soon. Now, I'm specifically talking about Koifishu, or also known as Toromivana, because recently Koifishu has been popping off and has been setting some really high PP scores, so let's talk about some of them. The first score is a 1936 PP play on Humiliation Supreme with Nightcore, specifically the Dignity difficulty, where Toromivana managed to get 98.44% accuracy, only 3 misses on the run, and if he FC'd, this would have been a 2291 PP play, which would have been the PP record. Another score is a 1 missed run with Nightcore on Sidetrack Day, the short version specifically, Villamies difficulty, where Toro managed to get 97.87% accuracy, rewarding him with a 1617 PP play. Another score that he got is a 1 missed run on View of the River Styx by Demetori, specifically on the extra stage where he farmed it with double time with 98.65% accuracy, and the play is worth 1535 PP. And the final score that I want to mention is a 1294 PP play on Xenophantasm, the Misto difficulty, where he managed to FC the map with 99.32% accuracy with double time, of course, and also managed to get the #1 spot on the map. As a result of all this farming, Toromivana is now less than 500 net PP away from passing Mrekk, and with Mrekk previously announcing that he doesn't want to keep his #1 spot at the moment and he wants to, let other people have it for now, it seems like Toromivana will be the next person to pass Mrekk. But again, how do you personally feel about this? Do let me know down in the comment section, because our next story is even crazier than this, since we have another AI mapping scandal in the user community. Now, this all started when 2 maps were unranked because it was exposed that these maps were made with AI, and the 2 maps were by the same mapper by the name of Mrekk. They're a Chinese mapper who also happens to be a beatmap nominator. Well, should I say used to be a beatmap nominator, because after this was exposed, they were immediately removed from the beatmap nomination group. First, Mrekk was defending themselves, stating that they never used AI and that they have a logical explanation for every single object that was manually placed 100%, and that they would shortly provide a detailed logical analysis of the charts in question. But the thing is, we never got that detailed logical analysis for every chart in question, because 9 hours later, Mrekk admitted to using AI for maps that they made. In a pretty long note that I'll leave here, pause if you want to read it for yourself. But not only that, the next day Aqua exposed 2 other maps that they made with AI, basically self-reporting themselves again. And the community wasn't taking this seriously at all because they were joking about the entire thing, stating that this was an AI denial 80% speedrun 9-hour edition, but also admitting that it's good that we have outcomes like this compared to other AI mapping situations that we had in the past. But yeah, let's talk about some other important news that happened this week. There's something new on the Osu website by the name of Osu Wrapped 2025, where you can click this star button right here next to your notifications. You can see a summary of all your stats that you had in 2025, like for example, dedication level, top play count, what is your top play, what are the maps that you played, what is your favorite mapper, and a lot of other stuff as well. After 6,333 days, or should I say 17.5 years, a bait map by the name of Beach Baby made by Iron Sharp has now been ranked. Sytho has changed their username to Sythonimus Prime and also a $30 bounty has been placed for whoever can get the first Nomad FCA on Camellia's million PP map, and $50 for whoever can get the first hidden FC on the map. New Osu merch just got teased. Difficulties above 10 stars now have unique colors, and group sort by difficulty now goes up to 15 stars on laser at least. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of GD News. If you haven't watched the first ever episode of that, be sure to click the video that is on screen right now, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.